Okay, with the documentary subject of Ryan Morris for Food is Everything. Really interesting film. It's a short documentary from the Documentary Film Festival. I just want to touch base of what the theme of your film is. It's because it's in the synopsis. It's like we don't have a. It explores that a culture that we don't have a food problem. We have a relationship with food problem. So explain what that means. What does that mean that we don't, as a society, have a food problem, but we have a relationship with food problem?
Absolutely. So it's about the relationship with yourself, like loving yourself enough to care for yourself, to feed yourself food that helps you shine and not just with self, but with family, cooking with community. The film explores all of that, but it starts with um, me sitting at a single small table, and it shows me choosing foods that will help balance out how I feel. And then it goes on to cooking with family and cooking for community and sharing a meal around a table with community. So it goes pretty deep because food gathers incredible people, right? It gathers we have so many incredible relationships or even conversations in the
Mm.
kitchen, and share this. But a lot of people look at food as, oh, there's protein and there's rules, and it's not, for me, it's not about that. It's how do you use food to really connect with yourself and connect with with nature around us and connect with people in the world around us? So it's more about finding out who you are and being able to use food as a way to communicate and connect with people you love.
Well, that sounds great because you said that food is everything, meaning that we need to consume it, right? So we have to eat food to order to survive, right? So and then
We
it
do, but
yeah,
it's so much more than that. It
yeah.
can teach us how to root ourselves. It could teach us patience. There's
Mm.
certain foods that we can't always get until the season, right? And so we rely on the earth and gardening to give us certain fresh foods. And um, food teaches us so much. And
Mm.
it's a space where people gather and you have great conversation and wonderful memories.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Well, I'll give you an example like where I'm going because we're talking about movies. My daughter's birthday today, so we're going to go to the movies. And for some reason, as soon as I go into the movie theater, there's that smell of the
Mm.
popcorn, and it's almost like it's almost like an addiction, smelling addiction, where I have to have it because it, and then all those memories of my experiences at the movies relate with the popcorn and the drink and etc. Right? So
100%. I actually go to the movies just for the popcorn.
yeah,
But that's it. But that's it. It's food memory and that smell and the feeling of it in your hands and the
yeah,
crunch, and are you crunching loud enough for the person next to you, and all the ideas of what that comes from and the happiness it brings. So yes, it's not just consuming, it's everything, that all the experiences.
yeah. And then the conflict of that is that, oh, am I eating too much popcorn? Am I going to gain weight? Am I like, you know what I mean? All these kind of like, and then how many calories do I need to get in a day? Like, how's my health? I'm getting older, blah, 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 blah. Right. So,
Right. Well, that's it. That's hard, and people
yeah.
all think about that. I kind of think more about balancing out,
Yeah.
so, if you have a bowl of greens, and then why not have a little bit of popcorn? But no,
Yeah.
popcorn's a tricky, slippery slope. I mean, it's very
No,
hard
yeah.
to just have like a quarter cup. I have a
Yeah.
popcorn addiction myself. In fact, I'm going to a popcorn festival in Indiana, traveling today for that, and I'm really excited about it. So, yeah.
I love to hear more about that. That's
Oh,
amazing.
if
So
you're following me on Instagram,
yeah,
you'll see many pictures.
I will. But it's about balance, I guess, just like a lot of things in life, right?
Well, absolutely, but that's
Yeah.
the name of the game. Like that, like it's all about life and balance
Mhm.
and living life in balance. That's what actually Ayurveda is about. I'm an Ayurvedic chef, and being able to utilize food to help you balance out how you feel. In the film, I talk about um, wanting to feel open-hearted, and I reach and I reached for roses and rose petals, and you see me making a beautiful bowl of tea, and I found ingredients that will help balance out and help bring that out of me. There, and the same scene, I was also making a bowl of amaranth, like a porridge, a warm porridge. It was so delicious, but I purposely used that to help ground me because I was so nervous filming Food is Everything with all of these
Mm.
cameras in my face in my kitchen, but I was practicing what I preach in the film. I was taking food to help me balance and help steady me to continue shooting the film. So I do definitely believe in using food to balance you out.
100%. Okay, so let's talk about the filming itself. So
Yeah.
Julio was the director. So how did this film kind of come together? Was this your idea? Was this like what was the kind of seed of kind of bringing it together?
It's such an interesting story. So I'm actually currently writing a cookbook. I've got my all my recipes, over 100 recipes, and I've been working really hard with creating a book proposal, and I got shot down from a few literary agents, and I had this incredible book proposal, beautiful pictures, some sample recipes, this whole thing. And I said, I need to get my story out there. So I gave my book proposal to Archivist Films. That's Sasha Levinson and Dee Keller. They're producers. And I said,
Mhm.
can we make something out of my book proposal? And they read it. It was a very long book proposal, and they said yes. And so I signed up with them, and then they took care of the rest. They found Julio, he's such an incredible director. He's able to just he's full of heart, and he was able to draw so much heart and passion into the film. It really met my passion, and Archivist Films kind of did everything, had everything ready. And
Mhm.
all of a sudden, I turn around and there's a film crew in my kitchen, and I got hair and makeup. And so the film essentially is my book without the recipes, because my book talks about cooking with intention, talks about gardening, talks about how food gathers. And if you watch the film, you see it all. And eventually the book will come out. Maybe it'll lead to a publisher. That's my goal. That was my
Yeah.
goal for the whole thing. But the film came out first, and I'm getting a lot of wonderful feedback, and it's really touching lives, and it really makes me happy.
So there's usually like people make proof of concept films for their feature films. This is a proof of concept short film for a cookbook.
Absolutely. And when people say, God, that I want to see that, I wish I could have eaten that.
Yeah.
Well, you can, because you'll get the recipe. It's just going to take, a little longer to get it bound into a book and beautifully photographed. But yes, it's funny how things happen uh in different orders, but it was
Mhm.
meant to be this way. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have found Archivist and to have been able to work with Julio and everybody on the crew. It was incredible to film this. And from the back end, what was beautiful for me is at the end of the film, the crew got it. The crew understood the power of food. My hair and makeup guy cried after we filmed after the third day, and he just said, I'm going to be in the garden, I'm going to start to cook again. The sound guy, Brooks, he was taking pictures of plants and saying, did you know that this is edible, and the
Mhm.
lighting crew even said, wow, my mom's going to be so proud that I'm working on something so significant. So it was just so interesting to see the shift of the crew itself to believe in the power of food as well. So it was just a wonderful experience.
Well, this is also, I'm sure someone has told you this also, is that this could be a good cooking show, right? Like they're very popular these days, the Food Network, etc.
I
And
guess so. I guess so. My in-laws keep saying, "Oh, you should do a cooking show."
yeah,
We'll see. I'm very happy doing what I'm doing in
yeah,
Florida. I'm a recipe developer. I go to people's homes and I teach them how to cook recipes that I've created for them for their health goals. I love what I created for myself, and
oh, that's cool. So that's your profession then. That's what you do as a chef.
yeah. Yes, I am. That's what I do. I'm a recipe developer. I have people call me a boutique chef. So people reach out to me, tell me their health goals, and
Mhm.
I develop a relationship with them, what they like, what they don't like, what they want
Yeah,
to work on. And then in my home kitchen, create recipes for them. And then I bring it to their home kitchen and we work together in their home kitchen where they feel comfortable creating some of these incredible recipes that are healing, and it gives them confidence to cook for themselves utilizing different ingredients and different approach to cooking and the enjoyment and the process of doing it along the way, because it is a beautiful process. It's not just I got to get this out, it's embracing it. So it's the whole picture, and then I leave before before the dishes pile up, and then they get to do their own dishes and eat a meal, and we yeah, we have cooking sessions, and that's started all those incredible recipes that I've made for other people started the book.
yeah.
I need to have this in a book, and then came the film.
Are most of your clients couples?
I no, I usually they're singles, some single
Okay.
people. Usually, I've had couples. It's very fun to work with couples in the kitchen because you really get to know their home life and their home style and
Yeah.
how people do different things. And sometimes I work with families, and sometimes I work with small groups. It all really depends.
How did that? That's a good film in itself. How did that? What's the origin story of that business? Is like I'm sure that you went to culinary school and you had different dreams and ideas, and then was this always your plan? Like I'm curious.
No, no. I went to Ayurvedic nutritional health culinary. I went to culinary school
Yeah,
specifically for Ayurvedic food
yeah.
and nutrition, and I also went to another school at the same time, IIN, Integrative Nutrition and Health. So everything's health related, health focused.
Mhm.
With those two schools, I just created this job for myself. Became a chef. I have passion, and that's it. I just decided to create recipes for people. It's beautiful to think about somebody else, get the motivation behind what someone's looking for, and really
Mhm.
understand food and be able to create something for somebody else and teach it to them and have them feel different.
Yeah.
It is beautiful to see the clients get it, like understand food and feel different and take control of their health. It's really rewarding. It's really beautiful.
No, I think it's genius because it's sort of like you go to a or you bring in a chef to your house or you go to a restaurant and you enjoy the meal, but this is like you can enjoy the meal times 1,000 or times 100, meaning that you're enjoying the meal, but you're showing them how the meal gets done, right? So
Absolutely. And then living in Florida, we have a lot of growing season. So I also bring them to my community garden, or I start
yeah.
planting food with them as well, which is another significant part of the film. And people have different aspects of food, not just at grocery stores, but growing. And even in the film, I introduce the world to my earthworms. I have a earthworm farm, and I give my
Mhm.
worms food scraps, and they eat it, and in return they poop out nutrient-rich soil. It's called their casting, and then we bring it back to the earth. So it's funny, all my clients know that I I have worms, so they get so into it, and when we cook, I'm like, oh, can I just keep these scraps to feed the worms? And by the second and third session, oh, do you want to give this to your worms? Everyone really gets into it. So it's
Mhm.
a whole cycle that I teach people, not just cooking, but sometimes we'll go to the market together, or we will go to the garden together. And sometimes they get really into worms too, and I donate some worms. It's it's pretty exciting life down here in South Florida.
All right, so I want to talk about the film for a second because I like the
Yeah.
way the filmmaker did this film because you start with like table kind of like you start with your world, your kitchen, your house, and he takes you on a journey, right? Like he takes us the audience on a journey. Like you go to your garden, you go to the beach, you drive your car. So physically you're going on a quest, but also like emotionally the audience is with your character, like your character, he gives us an arc of you, right? And I thought it was really well done the way he did it filming wise. I'm getting nerdy here with you for a second, but he kind of like the way he shot edited the film and took us on that quest. And then of course emotionally we're doing the same thing with you. I'm curious about your process with him. Did you guys talk about thematics, about what you wanted to accomplish, etc.?
It was such a wonderful process to work with Julio and Sasha and Dee. Sasha and Dee started interviewing me and then a couple times and then handed me over to Julio and we had scheduled two interviews, but he got everything he needed to get in one interview. And right before he came, he lives in Atlanta. Before he came to Florida, he sent me a little bit of a bullet point of what he wanted, and I kind
Okay.
of finagled a few more words to make it a little bit more me, and we worked really well together. And he had his game plan and I just went along with it, and he knew that he wanted to go to the beach in the morning and shoot scenes of my foot and how
Mm,
impactful that was, and how emotional that was. And we saved the interview for the last shooting, and it was because it was really emotional for me. I did,
yeah.
talk about my health journey, and what led me to Ayurveda, and what led me why I do what I do and how I feel. Um, it He was so gentle and full of heart, like I said before, but I just trusted him. He's just very easy, and he's fun too. He was just cool and laid back. We did a lot of, I've never shot anything before. We did a lot of different takes, and we just, in between the scenes, we just kept eating, and I loved feeding him. I loved when he tasted the amaranth, I love food, so I just remember his reactions to the food. Oh, I didn't think it would taste
Yeah.
like this. We'd go back and do a scene, and then he'd keep eating it. It was great. But he he knew what he was doing. He was just a very easy and relaxed, gentle person to work with, and there was trust established immediately, and it made for a beautiful experience.
So because you exposed yourself, you put yourself out there and you told about your emotional journey. Were you you're I'm assuming you're comfortable with that because it makes the film great, right? You kind of putting yourself out there.
Yeah, no, I'm not comfortable. I didn't. We shot for 3 days. I had no idea what it was going to look like at the very end. In my contract with Archivist, I got to go to the editing studio,
Okay.
and which was so fascinating, and to see what they chose the first round of editing. That's when I felt vulnerable. And that's when I was realizing, oh my gosh, I'm going to put my story out there. And oh my gosh, this is all real. This, it wasn't just having fun in the kitchen
Yeah.
with people, and having hair and makeup. It was a moment of holy shit, right? And it kept getting a little bit more edited and more feelings, and to be able to have my story out. And we chose to only give the audience enough, right? I've had a health journey of 7 years that changed my life. And being able to give just enough in the film, but still keep it food focused and relationship focused and connection. It was a choice that we all made, and really Julio and Sasha and Dee and all of us. It was to be able to though have him draw out exactly the passion and the health journey enough. for
Yeah.
people to connect, he did an excellent job. And
Yeah, he
and so
did.
and so did the editor too. She was such Kathy. She was it was so fun. It was so fun to be able to be in the process in the editing room and truly understand how much work it takes to create
Mhm.
a film. I had no idea.
Well, it seems like an education for you, right? Like you
Oh my
learned, yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not my world, and now I'm in it in a little way. It's pretty awesome.
And then there's a scene with your family, right? You put your family in the film.
Oh, yeah, that was really hard to convince them to come into the film. But they did, and it was great. My home life, it's really important to have my husband and my kitchen and my children in the kitchen and actually work and understand what it takes to create a meal and to be in the kitchen together and have that movement and have that memory of creating something together, not just sitting down at a table and eating for 10, 15 minutes. That's not what it's about. So they know that. And I said, hey guys, can you please be in the film? Can we do something? And my family loves tacos. And they love the box tacos. I mean, like my kids like the regular whatever it is that,
Old
and
El
I
Paso, whatever, the yellow
yeah,
box.
that
Yeah.
stuff. But, like they
Yeah.
think it's amazing, which okay, I mean they're teenagers, that's what they feel.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but so I had to kick it up a notch and do papaya tacos in the film, which is a recipe in my upcoming cookbook. And it's a delicious recipe. And to be able to have my son create the sauce and my daughter to peel the papaya and to cut and my husband to make the flatbread, and to come together. It it was great. It was fun to be in the kitchen with them and show the world this is what we do. And it was a little hard because there was like cameras there and they had to
Yeah.
get over. But yeah, it's important to and I've gotten feedback from so many people saying I needed to see that family scene. It inspired me to do more with my family. And wow, what a gift, to hear that because that's my goal. Inspiration, do it, feel it. It's all part of it.
No, that's your almost your brand, right?
Yeah.
Is about connection, right? So so you kind of had to have them in your film. It was good to see because there was context, right? Like
Absolutely.
only in it for a brief time, right? So like it was just like, oh, she's not only a chef, she's also a wife, she's a mother, you know what I mean? So yeah.
No, it was beautiful. And we even have a rule at the table, no phones at the table, but my son had a phone and he was looking something up and in the editing room I was just like, "Oh my God, my son has a phone at the table. I don't want that." But you know what? We threw it in because it's real life,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, no, it was great. And then the following scene was so beautiful too, going to our community garden and having that potluck and
Yeah, the
seeing
family,
other people were bringing, and setting the table for our community and people seeing who showed up. We have potlucks at our community garden all the time, and it's always beautiful and it's always
like what
different.
who's the community?
It's in the heart of Delray Beach, and it's called the Swinton Community Growing Project, and it's
Okay.
a sweet little community garden, food forest in the heart of Delray Beach. No one would really know it unless you kind of pass by and look.
Yeah.
It's um, so sacred. Has moringa trees, has curry trees, chaya, banana grove, mango tree. I mean, it's just like it's this hidden little gem that isn't necessarily only about food. It's about bringing people together,
Mm.
feeling safe in a community, sharing, laughing. Like that's what we do. That's what makes me healthy is the people in the community garden and being able to highlight that in the film and show how food gathers incredible people.
Yeah.
Um, I guess what I really love about the film and what Julio was able to do is people who really know me know I was my authentic self. All my clothes was like the same stuff I wear like every single day. I didn't, like this was a glimpse of the life that I created for myself. The
Mhm.
community garden, the cooking scene with the family, how I choose to feed myself breakfast and what goes into it. The gardening scene, my earthworms, like that's just me, and to be able to share that with as many people as I can in the world, to be able to give them that connection,
Yeah.
food, that's what's beautiful, and that's what's happening. So it was definitely authentic, and Julio got it there too.
Yeah. Well,
It
I
was
don't
beautiful.
know. This is a good film for a selling point for a cooking show for sure.
Or a book.
Yeah. No, no, both. Well, that's how it all ties in. Then you get a restaurant and then,
Right.
yeah, this is how, this is how it works. This is the era of chefs, right? So like, yeah.
What's great is you see that the meaning behind the meal, instead in a lot of cooking shows, and it's all that glam,
Well,
and
they're
my
gimmicks. It's a gimmick. You got a half hour with these ingredients to make a product, right? Or
but for me, nothing should be perfect. The
yeah,
process should feel good, and the food should feel good, and digestion should feel good. Nothing too fancy, just
yeah.
good food. And so that's what you see in the film. Just good food.
Yeah, no, totally. And and you're not to finish the point, you're not hammering home an ideology. You're just talking about a macro topic about food. You're not kind of saying you should do this and you should do that. You're just saying this is my experience and hope you enjoy it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Delray Beach, Florida. I think that's on the southeast of Florida, right? Like
Yeah.
in between Daytona and Miami, somewhere in the middle there.
Yes.
Yeah.
In between West Palm Beach and Miami.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time and best of luck with the film. Best of luck with everything. I think it's on YouTube now, right? The film, so you can
It's
people
on
can.
YouTube for a
Yeah.
short time, and until I have to take it down to, because it's entered in many other film
Festivals.
festivals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep it up there maybe for another month, take it down, and then once it runs its festivals, I'll post it back up again. But it's definitely getting a lot of recognition. If people do watch it, I'd love them
Yeah.
to make a
And
comment.
then yeah, I'll link your Instagram page. It's food brilliance food underscore brilliance, and it's got a
Yes.
good following. And you talk about a lot of good stuff, right? So.
Yeah, hopefully it'll inspire everybody.
And I see you just celebrated a birthday a couple of weeks ago, so happy birthday.
Oh, I thank you so much. I appreciate that.
It's my daughter's birthday today, so it's I think you guys
Listen,
are in the
I
same
hope you
room.
have the best time at the movie theater. What are you guys going to see?
Moana. Yeah,
Oh,
she's
okay.
10. Yeah,
I look, beautiful music. That's inspirational too. Enjoy the popcorn
yeah.
at
And
the
The
movie.
Rock is in it too, so yeah.
Who's in it too? I'm sorry.
The Rock,
Oh,
the wrestler,
oh
and
yeah,
he's a good guy,
yeah.
yeah.
Love that. Well, enjoy the popcorn. Eat as much as you think you should. Enjoy
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And then stop because it's always too much. But I love it, so yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.